Next in our house building series, I'm going to show you how to get from this, your clean lot, to this, marked out and ready for the excavators to come and dig it. I'm going to give you a step-by-step plan. Some will be easy, others will be harder. Either way, step one, get your laser level set up, put it somewhere where it won't be in the way as you go to string this lot out. Now step two will look a little bit different in this video because we're going to be doing just a crawl space. If it wasn't just a crawl space, we would be seeing how deep the sewer is and determine off of that. But either way. Step two, find the highest point on the road in front of your lot. You're going to have to check the entire lot to make sure you do find that highest point. This is important, very crucial. An important side note of this lot is that we've got this telephone wire going directly through the center of the lot. Our goal is to have it land right there next to the house. We're going to be saving our homeowners a ton of money by doing this. Last time we got a quote to move a telephone line, it was 10 grand. Alright, back to our steps. Step 3, we're going to set a stake down to get our foundation height. From that point of the road that we found moments earlier, we're going to raise that stake about 6 inches. That will be the top of our foundation. We would never go less than 6 inches so that we can have a good grade going towards the road. The reason we're keeping our grade as low as we possibly can is to stay low for this telephone wire. We're actually going to hurry and hook this tape up to the telephone wire to see how much space we have so that we can determine where our house needs to sit. We end up with about 14 feet. With knowing that it's 14 feet, now we're going to measure the house going from the left of the lot to the right of the lot. We're going to mark the telephone wire, it's right there. And we're going to determine how close we can get to that telephone wire. The roof on this, if you saw on the plans, is going to have a hipped roof. We're going to do that so that we can get closer to this telephone wire. And we're going to mark both sides. It doesn't need to be perfect, this is just going to be a reference from when we go to string it. Here's a quick aerial view so you can see this telephone wire that we're going to be dealing with. Right there you'll be able to see our stake. We put that stake directly below. The stake serves two purposes: for the height of the foundation and to measure towards that telephone wire to know how close we will be to that foundation. Leave that stake in until the dig day. Step 4, you may or may not have to do this step. We didn't have a sidewalk, so we had to mark where we would determine where that sidewalk would be, because we have to have the correct setback from the street to follow the code that the city set in place, which is a 30-foot setback from the street. Step 5, from that imaginary line that you just marked, pull your 100-foot tape and set your first stake. I may end up saying this a few times, but when you're setting your stakes and you're marking them out and getting your measurements and everything and you're moving right along, you're going to want your stake on the inside. This is more crucial when you're doing your concrete footings. You really won't run into a problem here while you're stringing, but it's a good practice to have in place so that all your stakes are the same way. Head on over to the other side. Take your butt end of the tape over to that imaginary street mark that you made and match what you just did. Make it so your house is parallel with the road. 2 tips on setting stakes. As you're pounding those stakes in with your single jack, you're going to want to make sure that they're as level as possible. The other tip is that when you set these stakes, you're going to want them not completely near the dig site. We usually give them 4 to 5 feet. These look like they have plenty of space here because we have it cut out in the house because the garage comes out further. We like to double wrap our strings right here because we're going to be pulling them extra tight because of how far this string has got to get stretched out. So there you go, that's string number 1. We always string the front of the house first, and we have it parallel off of the road. And now we're going to head on over to the back end of the house, and we're going to parallel a string off of the one that we just did with the front. So this is step 6. You're going to pull a string to the back of the house. You're just going to have to measure both ends and pull the string back there. Always pull your tape tight. And when we do use our 100-foot tape, we usually put everything at 1 foot so that we can get a better hold of our tape. When pulling tapes like this, you need to be as square as you possibly can. As you can tell, this is barely out of square. We have our guy move and bam, it's square. Now just set your other stake on this other end as well. Pull your string. Double check now off your string line and make sure that you are perfectly parallel with that front string. And again, always be pulling tight on that measuring tape, and when you are measuring to put in your stakes, make sure your stakes are on the inside and everything is uniform and the same. Alright, so that's our back string completely parallel with our front string of this house. Now we're going to get to work on the right side. It really doesn't matter if you pick the right side or the left side. Next we're going to have to do our hypotenuse to make sure that we have all of our lines square. The hypotenuse formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm not a mathematician, so I'd get online so somebody can explain that to you in a comprehensive way, but I can show you how to mark it out for your house. We're going to have ourselves about 17 feet away from the property line. We're going to mark that. Then we're going to walk all the way on a diagonal with that hypotenuse number that you just learned how to do on the internet. He's going to mark that string on that very other end. Then he's going to walk down that front string line and he's going to mark what your letter A was from on the formula, which is just the front measurement of your house. And we're going to walk over and we're going to do this diagonal going the very opposite direction. This right here is the C. And next we're going to measure this very back end to see if it matches, to see if our 2 points match what the length of our house was. And it did. So step 7, we're going to pull this string line, we're going to put it directly over that mark that we just made on both ends. It's pretty easy and simple. One person holds one side, the other person drives the stake in on the other side. Make sure your stake's in on the inside of the house. Keep everything the same. Both individuals are right over those marks we just made. And we'll come over here and we're going to stick a stake in on this side. All right, we got the right side of our house, the string line up and ready to go. Now we're just going to bounce on over to the left side. And we're going to just do that exact same thing again over those 2 little dots that we just made. Quick tip I'm going to add in here, when you're marking those strings like he was earlier, you're going to want to use a pencil. And you're going to want to mark your string. You're going to want to mark it heavy so that you can see it again. But you don't want it too fat that you can't tell that you're on your mark. Also, after you have made these marks, you do not retighten or let these strings get moved again, or you're going to end up having to go through the same process all over. Alrighty, and now we've got our left string line in right there, ready to go. Quick tip, paint your stakes so your diggers do not smash them or get them moved around. You're going to need them again when you do your foundation. Step 8, we're going to mark where all of our little setbacks are. Right here we're marking how far back the front of the house will be compared to the garage. And we're going to set a little string on top. We're going to have our hand go around and he's going to mark out. He's going to mark directly under the string line with some orange paint. Right here is where the face of the house will be. And then the corner is going to get turned and that's the garage. Now we're going to mark out the rest of the garage because it's going to be dug differently than the rest of the house. Alright, you're going to see 2 marks here. One paint line is the one you just saw that's directly under the string. The second paint line is 30 inches out for the excavator so that we have space to put in our concrete forms for this house. Right here is the garage. You're going to see that it went both directions. The reason being is because that pad that's in the center of the garage, we're going to save money by not digging that out and having to fill it with gravel. So we dig both directions on the garage. So we'll have space for our concrete footings. And then back towards that front part of the house to our 30 normal inches on one end. Thanks for watching. If you want to see this house get built from start to finish, subscribe to our channel and come along and see how well we hit the mark with that telephone wire that we're trying to dodge. Either way, thanks again.